What's up, guys? We're back. As you can see from this angle, we've done a little bit more work on the iron farm. It's been our main project for a while now, but we are nearing completion on it. So as you can see from the outside here, we grabbed one of our adult villagers from inside. I made a rail cart up here, made the temporary scaffolding of dirt blocks across there, dropped him in. He's still in the mine cart. You can see the edges of it sticking out. He's got a little bit of a roof over him to protect him. It's made of half slabs. I'm going to get some more, finish the roof out a little bit more, and finish that roof out just a little bit more. I want to protect him from lightning strikes and thunderstorms, just because. Let me do this and make sure. I think I had the volume up higher. Yes, I did. We'll turn that down because it gets pretty loud. Put it at 4 again. Got him up there because the villagers weren't breeding. And I did away with the villager breeder over there. So we weren't getting any new villagers. And I'm like, well, what's going on? I put him up there, took down all the scaffolding, came back inside. Lo and behold, there was 8 babies in here. And look at what we've got going on now. I only have like two more empty slots. They're still trying to breed. They just can't. They're really hard to deal with getting them actually into these things. It is now full up, and we now have some iron. Hallelujah, we have iron. Managed to fully unlock this guy. He's got respiration and silk touch on him. Of course, we still have this guy unlocked down here with the blast protection and the fortune 2. There's a few others around. I've just got to finish fully unlocking these guys, but what we're going to do today is we're going to snag up this iron here. I'll leave the poppies there. I don't really need those right now. We're going to snag these guys up. Don't sprint run, you weirdo. And we're going to look at making a trip into the nether. Gather up maybe a little bit of netherrack because we've got to finish up the top of this. And by the way, let's go up to the top of this first. This is still up here. It's still temporary because we're going to fix this out. We had the pumpkin suspended in the ceiling, and I half slabbed the entire bottom floor here. And where the pumpkins are sitting, like right about here, there's a half slab on top of it letting the light come through. I put these fence posts up just to keep the water from rolling out. And when we get to it, we will, or when we get enough netherrack, we will finish the outside of this structure out. And so that's our mission today, is to get netherrack. So we're coming back over here. We're gonna make ourselves a pickaxe or two if I can find wood. Do I have wood? There we go. We'll make 2 with that, or we'll make 1 with that. I don't really need these fence gates for anything, so we'll put them up in here. We'll need them, probably need them for some project later on. I've been slowly trying to rebuild our armor and everything after all of our horrible deaths, and what we've got is this so far. Feather falling 4, fire protection 3. That's what we've got on it so far. And I missed one. Of course I missed one right there. We'll put some of this fish back up. And these pumpkins. I don't need the pumpkins right now. We'll swing by the melon farm before we go. Get a little bit more snacks. Give it a double check here. Make sure, oh, there's one right there. And right there. There was one more thing I was going to do. One more thing I was going to do before we went into the nether. I've got the iron to do it now, finally. I think it's over here. I think it's over here. In this chest. Yep, there we go. Do that. And that while we're at it. And we'll head back over here. Because I need to grab a little bit of redstone dust. Some redstone dust, and I think I need 3 smooth stone. Aha, I saw you trying to sneak out of the corner of my eye. Oh yeah, I'm temporarily out of arrows. We don't have infinity on this bow again because we lost it. We died. I'm horrible. Oh yeah, I need 2 more of those just because. We'll put that in there and get that. Okay. Well, let's put this iron in here. We'll put all but 3 pieces of it. And we'll make a second pickaxe just to back up the first one. Drop that pumpkin off. And what was this book? Oh, Bane of Arthropods. Okay, yeah. Great for spiders. Not really helping me out with anything here. Yeah. So we are going to replace this 1 piece of redstone dust with this repeater. There we go. That was the last change we needed to make, and that's going to make this thing fire off once a day. I'm going to put in a hopper and a chest here later. We might even be able to get to it by the end of the episode. I can't promise anything at this point because we are going to be spending some time in the nether, and it's going to be a little on the grindy side. I'll put those up. I'm not going to need all that. I don't need a stone hoe. Can't use my bow right now. Don't need an axe. There we go. Alright, and away we go into the nether. Hopefully not to die. Woo! And we're not going way down there. We're going to come up here. And I'm going to show you guys just exactly how much netherrack we've been using. We dug all this out right in here. Scares a little sketchy. All that right up in there. And whoop, come on now, jump. All this right up in here. And of course, we managed to come across our tunnel we dug this way at the on the previous floor. As well as all the way up here. This is where we got to. I'm aiming for the roof of the nether. I'm aiming for the roof of the nether here. But it'll also give us some access to be digging out more of this netherrack. I'm just going to keep going up until I hit the ceiling, or this pickaxe runs out, or we find a gap into certain death. Okay, yep, here we go. Oh, there's the previous shaft of it there. And so we also dug out all this right in here. Looking for a 3x3 spot of bedrock. Which we can use to help us kill the wither. Should we ever find a nether fortress. Okay, collect the loot, collect the loot. It doesn't take very long to get a bunch of it, but we need a full stack of when we make these, or when we smelt these down, a full stack of these things is, you know, it's going to make a. There we go. That one broke. Let's go ahead and finish it off with this one. Just finish this room off a little bit here. When we smelt these things down, we get a stack of these. We get a stack of nether bricks. And then to make it into the actual blocks that we can use, by the time we're done, we end up with a grand total of 16. So it takes a lot of this stuff. And that's what's been making it drag so long. Okay, let's head back down. My goal is to attempt to find a nether fortress. I'm just not seeing one. Not so far, anyway. So I'm going to come over here. I'm kind of looking for more, protected areas here from the ghasts and all. And moving cautiously, because I don't want to fall down into, a lot of nothingness. Okay, apparently we popped down into this room here. What do I got going on down there? I'm gonna go very cautiously. Okay. Yeah, this goes down to this stuff. And this is why I brought sand. Because some glowstone would be handy. And for our next episode, we're actually going to take a little bit of a break from doing just, plain old vanilla hardcore. I've got an adventure map I'm going to take a look at. Okay, there we go. We got it now. Let's eat a little something first here. We'll use the melon to break our way down a little bit. Okay. Nothing but a lot of void. A lot of void. Of course it wanted to do that. And see, some of that's falling down way down there. Probably burning up in lava. I don't know, we'll check it out later. Lots of later. Yeah, I got a couple of cobblestone we can use here to further our adventure. This is the kind of fun stuff that I normally do off camera. You know, it's not very exciting. Occasionally it is. I mean, like when I die. What's that over there? Let me see. Can I get a better view? A little piece of land over there with some fire on it. And there's some land way down there. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna, from here, I've got almost a stack. It's not gonna last all that long, but I think that's good for right now. So we are going to see what's way down here. Lava, lava, and lots more lava. Okay, there's our magma block island over there. So really there's nothing there. I picked a horrible spot to come down, but we'll hop back up here, grab a little more of this glowstone. Because I've got a bunch more cobblestone on me. I'm just going to make a little platform here real quick just for safety's sake. Because I really don't feel like dying and having to try to rebuild everything. And I just threw my sword. How did... Oh, glitchy. Well, it wasn't enchanted, so I can easily rebuild another one. This is the slow part, is just kind of building this in for the safety here so that we don't fall and die. Okay, that should be far enough out. Just gather all this up, go back and break a pickaxe by going after more netherrack. Okay, we've almost got all this. And the downside is, if I leave it like this, that's going to be an area that a ghast can spawn on, but I don't think I'm going to be down here very much more. Okay. I had found a way around to the other side of this thing. But since we're in the midst of looking for... Whoa. that's ugly. I don't like that. We'll patch that up real quick. Since we're kind of looking for a nether fortress. And of course, there we go. A ghast spawn behind us. Awesome. 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 So there goes all that. All that hard work. I hate ghasts. Well, it's a good thing we saved up this. But I lost all that other stuff, so yay. Did he make any more? Not yet. So we will make a pair of boots and an iron chest plate. And that's about all I have the iron for right now. Yeah, that was pretty much all. Just about all of it. I have enough to maybe replace my sword. So it looks like it's back to fishing for me. I've noticed I have the most horrible luck in the nether. Just the most horrible luck in the nether. I don't know why that is. Part of it is I can't really hear anything that's going on. We'll make another sword here. I don't really know why exactly that is, why I have such a hard time in the nether when I'm on camera. When I'm not on camera, I don't die. There we go, we've got some iron pants there. In perfect condition. What else do I got? What else do I got? Nothing in there. Those are mostly damaged. It's just an iron chest plate. Some iron leggings. I've got my bow here. Alright, that's not my bow. Got my fishing pole. A mostly busted axe while I'm at it, you know. That's my bow. So I'm gonna go fishing for a little bit and see what we can catch right before the episode ends. Hi, Mr. Squiddy. So right off the bat, I love this fishing pole. Oh, I wanted to show you guys one other thing. One other little thing here. Everybody loves doing AFK fish farms. And I made this right here, right next to the semi-auto smelter. You just kind of watch for the bobber to go down. Boom, there you go. A wooden pressure plate holds it in place. I could put a hopper down here and I could make it all fancy with all the other stuff, but since I'm not using a controller and I have to manually touch the thing all the time anyways, and if I just hold it down, it won't recast it out. So I'd have to have a controller to do it. Oh, missed that one. It's kind of why I like the open water a little better, because then you can see the trail of bubbles coming to it faster. but that might just be me. But yeah, since I'm not using a controller, I can't weight down the actual button that I need to. I can't actually, can't actually mash down that button. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this fish here, put that down there, put that other fishing pole in there, put some pants on. Awesome. And I'm going to go head over to the bone farm for a little bit and hang out there. Got a lot of saddles. Huh. Go figure. But yeah, if I turn these guys loose, if I turn any one of these guys loose and break out these so he can actually get close enough, this thing would just be puking babies out because they're not even, it's not even full yet. And there's another 5. 2 more poppies. So this thing actually now is working. It's working the way it's supposed to. It's doing fantastic. All we have to do now is finish up the outside to make it look pretty, and it's done. But as it stands now, it's functional, it works, and it works exactly how it's supposed to. This, the only modification to my original design was to stick that guy right up out there. But we don't want him to, like I said, we don't want him to get hit by, we want him to be up and safe, away from zombies. We want him to be protected from lightning. If he gets hit from lightning, he'll turn into a witch, which will deregister the entire village. Because that one guy is what's actually keeping this whole thing working. So you can put all these guys, you don't have to do all this work underneath here. You can, in fact, you can just leave it open if you want to. But if you can put all those guys in a little pocket where the white stuff, where the bone blocks are right there, I would actually tend to put them down right at this level here. Right at this level here would be the floor of it, and have it extend up to on either side, and make a pocket out here on all 4 sides for your villagers. You could do that, or you could make an extended walkway all the way around. But as it stands, that one guy registers this entire village, which allowed all these guys to breed because it made the village. Now they're inside the 64 block bubble, so they're good to go. I did do a little bit more research on the math behind the iron golems and how they spawn. So once we have 10 adult villagers, not 11, 10 adult villagers with 11 doors or 11 legitimate houses, you can start spawning iron golems in a 16 by 16 by 6 area. And I'm gonna hang out up there for a second while I talk about this to see. And the 16 by 16 by 6 area really only needs to be 3 tall. And originally I had the single floor design, but what'll happen is when it decides, okay, it checks, once it has a legitimate village with enough adult villagers and enough houses, it will then do a test every single game tick. The odds of a positive tick are 1 in 7,000. It seems like a lot, but not really. That comes out to about 1 positive every 6 minutes. It then checks 10 spaces in the from the center of the village. It checks 10 random spaces to see if it can legitimately spawn an iron golem. On the single floor design, where I had this thing half slabbed, we would have 256, yeah, 256 legitimate spawning spaces, which would result in around a 12, because when it checks on the edge, as soon as it checks on the edge, it looks for a 3x3 area. And so these outside walls here are not legitimate spawning spaces. It won't actually create them. So you have a roughly 12% failure rate on that. And 12% doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're starving for iron and your only real source of iron is the actual iron farm, it's a lot. Over the course of this thing, let's say it produces 1,000 iron, you're missing out on 100. So you're only in fact getting 9,900 iron. By adding the second floor in, you drop the failure rate, because it's going to be able to test up here too. It gives you 512. Yeah, about 512 legitimate spawning spaces. So that causes your failure rate to drop from 12% to 1.2%. So by that little bit of extra work, that really just made it work a whole lot better, work a whole lot faster. And the fun part is we can stand right here and listen to it, and we have enough there. Now there's 10 in there. We could stand here and listen, and sometimes you can hear the iron golems on the magma blocks just dying. So anyways, that's all I've got time for today. I will see you guys later. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe and share with your friends. We'll see you next time.